Ariel Stratton, and this is Nicole Walker. We are on-site agents with True Homes. Hey everyone, Ariel Stratton here with True Homes, and I am joined with Daniel Rosales, one of our builders here. Daniel, would you mind introducing yourself?
Hey, my name is Daniel Rosales. I'm the Senior Field Manager in the Raleigh area. It's glad to be here with you today.
Awesome, thanks. So today we're going to be talking about new homeowner orientation. So first of all, what's a new homeowner orientation and when does this happen in the process?
So new homeowner orientation is a really important meeting. We suggest everybody should be at the meeting and pay attention to the meeting. Typically it's going to take about a week prior of closing. So what we're going to go through is explaining the features of the house. We're going to go through every room, every area of the house. We're going to explain the kitchen, all the switches, the technical areas of the house like the HVAC, your boundaries on the exterior of the house where your property line ends, and also respond to any questions that we might have. In that same meeting, sometimes we have opportunities to make sure that everything is going to be touched up. If there's any areas that we need to touch up, then we can put a little bit of blue tape. We're going to invite our painters back one more time, and then we'll go through the process to make sure the house is going to be finished, complete, 100% and clean by the time of closing.
That sounds great. Is there anything a client can do to prepare ahead of time for this meeting? Anything that they should, be on the lookout for?
Yes, of course. They should be aware of all the options and all the materials that we use in the house. If they do a little bit of homework and they know what they bought, to make sure that we have everything there. We're humans, but then again, we have everything in our selections, and we go through all those things to make sure everything is going to be 100% ready and finished before that. If they have any questions regarding any technical aspect, we get a lot of gentlemen sometimes that ask how to change the filters on the HVAC unit, what to do for connecting the washing machine, things like that. So we'll go through all those things on that kind of meeting.
Cool. So it sounds like homeowner maintenance is also a big part of this meeting, which is really, really cool that we go into that much detail. So what items do you do in advance to prepare for this meeting?
So in advance, we will have the house finally inspected by our third party, which is the municipality. We're going to have our painters finally touch up the whole house. We're going to have our cleaners. And after that, we will say that the house is 100% finished and ready for all that. We would already have tried every toilet, every shower, every faucet to make sure that everything's going to go well. We checked all the windows as well, make sure all the doors close correctly, and we'll be ready with all the paperwork ready for them too.
Perfect. And let's say a client opted to have a third-party inspection. They had their own inspector come in and do a walkthrough of the house and maybe noted some items. Do they submit that list to you then, and when would that be reviewed?
It is preferable for us to have that list prior of this meeting so we can go through those items at this meeting. Not every meeting that gets submitted, it gets the attention that sometimes they think that they're going to have to. For us, they're merely suggestions of what we should have. Every inspector have differences on what we do. We build our houses by the code. We have very strict limits on what we do as well, and obviously we're going to make sure that the house is 100%. If there are any items that we need to do it, we will address them at that point, and our goal is to have those items addressed prior of the final walkthrough, which will be the closing walkthrough.
Okay, that sounds great. So you have this meeting and the homeowners are there, maybe if they have a real estate agent, they're there as well, and maybe there's a couple of items that are put on a list. What happens to that list and when is that taken care of?
I have an iPad, and in the iPad I have all my trades going into that. I will put it and submit it to the list, and I will have, let's just say, a plumber to come back and check the hot water heater, for instance, or I don't know, to adjust a door or a window. I will have those guys come back. I will check it prior of that, and then I will notify the homeowner and the realtor as well that those items are complete so we can proceed with the final closing.
Awesome. Well, this sounds like a really important meeting and definitely a really key step to the process. So is there anything else that you would want clients to know or agents to know before they have one of these meetings with you?
So yes, it's very important that the agents are a part of that. We encourage the agents to come in here, because sometimes we have the agents come until the final walkthrough and they want to pick up things, as far as cosmeticals. It is important that this is your opportunity to pick up on all the cosmeticals items of the house. We don't call it a blue tape walkthrough, although we do have a little bit of blue tape. I would say we might have 20 touch-ups to do in our house on a typical meeting like this, at one point. But for the most part, it's just orientation around the house, and it's important for every buyer and every realtor to know what the house is all about.
That sounds great. Thank you so much for your time, and we appreciate you watching this video. If you've made it to this point of the process, you are almost done, and closing is just around the corner, so stay tuned.
We look forward to have you here. Thank
Thanks.
you.